Hi guys, welcome back to my table of three. It's Monday, and you know what that means? Meal Prep Monday video. So I'm just here having my coffee, and if you haven't had your coffee, let's grab it and have a chat. Today I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about meal planning and how to get started. Super simple. And if you'll notice, I'm having my coffee in my Christmas mug because I'm celebrating Christmas in July. I've been watching Christmas movies and I'm drinking my coffee out of my big Christmas mug. I really like this mug. I probably drink out of it all year round because it's big and it holds a lot of coffee, and this mama needs a lot of coffee. So Christmas in July, I'd probably even put up the tree if my husband would let me, but I can hear him cringing right now in the other room, me just saying that. But anyway, let's get started and dive right into our Meal Prep Monday. Okay, so we just covered tip 1, which is to find an hour or two in your calendar week that you can set aside for your meal prep. Now, we're just going to talk about breakfast today because it is it's a simple one to prep for and one of the harder ones for me, and maybe you too, to prep for and to make sure that you have some good quality, healthy food to start your day with. So we have the 2 hours set aside, or 1 if you can only spare 1. Now what we're going to do is I suggest that you pick 1 recipe or 2 recipes. Let's say 2 in case you get tired of eating the same thing every day. If you pick 2 very simple recipes to prepare during those 2-hour time slots, then you will have 2 fully prepared recipes for your breakfast that you can rotate out. Say on Monday you can have one, Tuesday you can have the other one, and then Wednesday you'd go back to the other one, or have the same again as you had on Tuesday, whatever you prefer. I do like having a little bit of variety in my breakfast. I don't like eating the same thing every time. I do like normal scrambled eggs or fried eggs, I'll get tired of, but if I have a couple of options of eggs, I can go all week with those several times a week with something else rotated in between those days. So 2 simple recipes that you really like. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. I'm going to give you 2 examples of E meals and 2 examples of S meals that are my favorite breakfasts, and you can add those to your rotation. They're super easy to prep. They don't take a long time, and you can definitely get 2 of those done in about 2 hours, give or take. Don't hold me to that. If it takes you longer than 2 hours, I'm sorry. But you should be able to get that done in a pretty quick amount of time that you have set aside on your schedule to last you all week. And I'm going to tell you, even though you gave up those 2 hours to do this meal prep, or 1 hour, it is going to save you so much time and stress the next week while you're eating those. So it's so worth it. You'll stay on plan easier for breakfast. You'll fuel your morning. You'll get started. You'll feel better. And you will be so thankful that, hey, it's not so bad sharing those 2 hours in the kitchen with my meal prep schedule. So let's get started. And I think on the third thing I'm going to do today, without rambling too much, is share with you a few of my favorite recipes that I like to prep for breakfast. Now, let's start with S meals, because I like to rotate my S and E's in the morning for breakfast. So for my S meals for breakfast, the recipes I like are like an egg muffin or a protein muffin, you may hear them called. I'm going to put my Trim Healthy Mama book over here because on page 237, I don't know if you can't show you the recipe, but you can see those. They call theirs mufflets, and they are basically a protein egg muffin. Basically, it's egg mixture with your favorite veggies and seasonings, and then you bake them in the oven in a muffin cup, and that way they're portioned out. Now you can have 1 or 2 of those depending on how hungry you are and how much protein you need to keep you full for the next few hours. So mufflets is one of my favorites. I cook those just about every week. That is also something I cooked this morning, and I'll show you some pictures of those at the end, how I bag them up for the refrigerator. Let me see, I'm getting sidetracked by my silliness. Okay, so another one of my favorite S meals is my grain-free, gluten-free granola. And that is so simple, guys. It's only a few ingredients, like it has shredded coconut, slivered almonds, and it has some cinnamon and some sweetener, and a little bit of coconut oil to make it all stick together. You just bake it in the oven. Let it come out, let it cool off, throw a little bit of chocolate chips. I mean, come on, chocolate for breakfast, who wouldn't like it? So you let it cool off, you throw that chocolate in there, and then Once it's cooled, you put it in an airtight container, and there you have a protein breakfast, and it's actually pretty filling for cereal. So I highly recommend that if you're a cereal kind of person and you've missed cereal. It's been on my blog now for probably a year and a half, and it's one of my biggest recipes. People always like it. And there's several other blogger recipes out. Several of my Trim Healthy Mama friends that blog about Trim Healthy Mama, they have their own granola recipes. So just Google it or get on Pinterest and find them. You'll find a ton. But I'll link my recipe to our favorite down below. And we just enjoy that with some almond milk over it. Or sometimes my son eats it dry. Because he's not a big fan of almond milk, he'll just eat it dry for his breakfast. And if he gets full, then I say, why not? Okay, so that's my two favorite S meals to prep. The egg cups and the no grain, no gluten granola. Let's talk about e-meals now. Okay, so the two favorite e-meals are two that I cook the most often. Hold on, I need some coffee. Need a little bit more to keep me going through this last few minutes of the video. And I'm trying to hurry, guys, and keep it short because I know sometimes it can get boring to sit and listen to somebody ramble. So, my two favorite breakfasts that are E's is a baked oatmeal, and I do rotate the fruit. Sometimes I do blueberry, sometimes I do peach. I have done strawberry, I've done apple and cinnamon, and that's basically just a basic oatmeal recipe that I've gotten. I think it's either Brianna Thomas's or Jennifer's over at A Home with a Purpose. So I'll Google that. I've made it so many times, guys, I know it in my head. And it's so easy. You just dump everything in the bowl, mix it up together, add your flavorings, and you just set it in the fridge and you let it sit overnight. And then the next morning you can just pour it in your bowl, pour it in your baking dish and bake it, and you have breakfast. And not only that, you can cut it into about, I think it's 6 or 9 pieces, so it should last you a few days. So that's one of my favorite emails. And if you're doing this at the same time as you're doing your like the egg muffins in your 2-hour window that we talked about earlier on our calendar, I would say just mix all the oatmeal up and put it in your fridge. That is your prep for that meal. That way, when you're ready, you just pull that, and it'll stay a day or two in the fridge, just in the wet state, in the bowl. But keep it in a sealed bowl, and then when you pull it out, bake it, and then you have a hot breakfast. It's really good. You know, I add protein powder to my mix, but if you don't want to do that, you can have some yogurt on top of yours, or you can have maybe an FP protein shake with that to get you through the morning. The last email that is really a treat is the Bust a Myth banana cake. And let's see, that's on page, 298 of the Trim Healthy Mama Cookbook. It's a really good cake. It's really filling. I also like to have it with the FP protein shake. Or if I don't have time, just throw on some Greek, like 000 vanilla yogurt, and that's my protein too. My son loves the banana cake, and he loves the baked oatmeal, so that's real helpful to help him get in some of those emails, because he does follow Trim Healthy Mama. He does get a little bit more treats than we get, and a little bit more carbs, but I try to keep him as close to Trim Healthy Mama as possible. So we talked about how I got started and why I think meal planning and meal prep are important. Then we talked about how to schedule, how to get started. Very simple, guys. Just block off a small period of time. Start simple. Just a couple hours out of your week and plan one meal. Today we talked about breakfast because it is the easiest to prep for, and it also can be one of the hardest meals to eat on plan if you're in a hurry or a busy mama or busy family trying to get out the door. We gave 2 S meals, which I will link those. Which one I gave you? I gave you my Trim Healthy Mama approved grain-free granola. I'll link that in the comments below, in the description below. And then the egg cups, you can find that on page 237 of the Trim Healthy Mama, or you can just make your use their base and make your own flavors up. I like to do that, change it up, spinach and mushroom, or ham and cheese, or just a lot of peppers like green peppers, red peppers, onions, and bacon. Those are really good. I had those. Today I did sausage and green pepper and onion and some cheese and my egg cups, and I'll show y'all those. And then we talked about 2 emails that are easy to prep, which are the Busted Myth banana cake that you can pair with yogurt, and a baked fruit oatmeal, which I will put that recipe linked below. The others you can find in the Trim Healthy Mama Cookbook. So that is it for today, guys. I hope this video didn't go too long. I also hope it was helpful. I'm still learning as I go about the YouTube and what will be helpful to you guys. I just know that these tips were helpful to get me started, and I'll talk a little bit more about this as we go on with Meal Prep Monday. If you have any questions, I'll gladly answer them below. As always, thank you so much for coming by My Table 3 and listening to me ramble and sharing this journey to health with me. I hope you come back and watch the next videos, and if you haven't subscribed, please do so and give me a thumbs up, you guys, if you like this video. Have a blessed Monday.